Hey, what's going on? My name is Hazeeq. In this video, we're taking a look at Chainlink. I'm not a financial advisor. Let's jump straight into the charts. Taking a look at Chainlink on the weekly, as you can see, we are maintaining higher highs and higher lows, which is the most important thing to keep in mind when you're looking at the weekly or the monthly charts or any charts really, because once you start losing local lows or major lows like the bear market lows over here, then you start breaking the trend, and that means you are now facing a potential risk of turning this into a downtrend. But that hasn't happened with Chainlink yet. What ended up happening is we simply printed a higher low. Even if you're looking at this low here, it's higher low according to that low, and then according to this low, we're way above that one. And we are still printing higher highs. So this is what an uptrend is: higher highs and higher lows. As you can see, we're in this looks like a channel pattern here. So the next move to the upside would potentially take us to the all-time high at $52. So Chainlink has been performing better than a lot of the other coins, but not as good as something like Injective. And hopefully this will change in these last 8 months of 2025. Hopefully with regulation coming over to the US, we will have a massive alt season. We will have a massive influx of capital. We will have Ethereum breaking its all-time high prices. That is extremely important. I want to highlight a significant resistance over here at $33.50. This was a level that rejected us multiple times in February 2021, then once again in August and November 2021. That level is just past the 0.786 at $31.60. So this block here is going to have a lot of confluence, a lot of potential resistance moving forward. So once Chainlink does recover and gets past the local top here at $30, we're going to be faced with $33.50 in this block here. Once we're able to get through that, I think it's going to be fairly easy to get to $52 because this was a one-shot move in a few weeks towards $52. There wasn't much resistance here unless you look at this level over here. That's like around 39 cents. That's really the only bump along the road on to $52 or on the way to $52. And a lot of people are expecting higher prices, obviously. $100, $200 for Chainlink in the cycle. Chainlink is arguably one of the most important cryptocurrencies in the market. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Chainlink are like the top 3 coins in the space in terms of usage and in terms of adoption, because Ethereum is going to probably be used for RWA. The TVL on Ethereum is crazy. Bitcoin is store of value, and Chainlink is an oracle, but it's so much more than just an oracle. So I think Chainlink is definitely going to stick around for the next 5 to 10 years. I don't think it's going anywhere. And if you look at the chart and you zoom out on the weekly, we have gone up a great deal since these bottom prices at 15 cents in November 2017. Now let's zoom in here on the weekly and see what's going on. We are about to print a bearish cross where the 20 EMA is going to cross below the 55 EMA. That will potentially confirm an extended downtrend for this project, and that may last until June because we are expecting rate cuts starting from the June FOMC meeting. Once the markets start pricing that in, I think things will recover, and we are potentially even starting to recover right now. So Chainlink bottomed here at $10.25, which was an incredible buying opportunity for anyone who missed out on Chainlink, who potentially was not buying down here, which we were doing for a good 2 years. Chainlink was in this downtrend, or almost 2 years, and we were dollar cost averaging throughout this bear market, and this was another opportunity to dollar cost average. So what I don't want to see here from Chainlink, because there is a potential negative scenario for Chainlink, if we start moving to the upside here and we run into this level, right? So we run into this level around the golden ratio at $21.42, which is the same resistance we ran into back in March 2024. This will potentially create ourselves a head and shoulders pattern, okay? And that will be a distribution pattern for the end of the cycle, potentially, right? We can't be sure, but potentially if we have a correction there, and then we start losing our neckline over here, it's going to be bear market territory for Chainlink after that. So hopefully that doesn't happen. In order for it not to happen, what we need to do is we need to have a swift break through this white resistance trend line. We want to take out that golden ratio at $21.42. And at the very least, we want to back test that top there at $30 or so. Then we can cool off, maybe come back down to the golden ratio, and then have another spring to the upside, which will be the last leg of the cycle, hopefully. That is a bullish scenario. And if you're buying Chainlink for the long term, you're not planning to sell in 2025 because you have a plan that is stretching out 5 to 10 years, then of course, so buying in right now is extremely lucrative. Now, if we take a look at some targets to the upside, we have $97 here. That is our 1.272, so our minimal target after we break through the all-time high, which is $52. And I think $100 is possible for Chainlink. That is less than a 10x from the current price. That's 639% to the upside. I think that is possible, but we do need to see Ethereum pick up its, whatever's left and just break its all-time high, because Chainlink needs Ethereum. The entire altcoin market needs Ethereum to outperform Bitcoin, and that's when we start the actual alt season. Now, what we can do here is, once we have this bottom, which I think it's possible the bottom is in right now, but we're not going to assume, but just in case it is in, if we apply the fib here to the top in December 2024, our 1.618 target is at $59. Our second fib level is at $91. So you can use this Fibonacci to get more targets to the upside. Then your 1.272 is $41. The 1.414 is $48. So this way you can get more targets, you can distribute more resistance levels across the chart, and you can set up a lot more sell orders just so you're dollar cost averaging your way out of the markets, just the way you were dollar cost averaging into the markets. But in my opinion, by the end of 2025, you should be selling your altcoins. It's not worth holding them throughout the bear market. Trust me, I've done that. It's not nice. And Bitcoin, it depends if you want to sell your Bitcoin or not. I think it's fine if you want to hold your Bitcoin throughout the bear market, but altcoins, definitely that's a big no-no. So the stochastic, just as with most charts at the moment, we are in the oversold, just like we were during the summer of 2024, okay? And look at the relative strength index. Every time we come back to this area, we have a move to the upside. We did that back in August 2024, and look at the pump that we had into the overbought. And now we're having the exact same scenario. We're coming back to that same level, and we're gonna have another bump to the upside, another pump rather to the upside. So this is what I'm seeing for Chainlink. Like I said, fundamentals are strong. The team, there's so much marketing. They're doing great. Interviews, AMAs all the time. And Chainlink is only strengthening its partnerships. Any project you look at, it's partnered up with Chainlink because Chainlink is feeding data to a lot of projects from off the chain, of course. So that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching. Stay safe, everyone, and goodbye.